Hi, this is your local San Jose chiropractor, Dr. Will Holdsworth from Pain Relief Chiropractic. Today we're in my home, and the reason we're doing this today in this setting is because I want to show you how to make cold brewed coffee. The reason why I want to show you how to do that is not only does it taste really good, but it's also arguably healthier for you. Before we get into how to make cold brewed coffee, I want to bring up those health benefits. So a lot of research now is showing that 67% of the acid is cut out when we use the cold brewed coffee technique, whereas when we use hot coffee, a lot of times the heat will actually extract a lot of the stuff that causes the coffee to be more acidic, and that's not so good for your teeth or your stomach. So that's the one reason that we want to use the cold brewed coffee technique instead of the hot coffee technique. The other benefits are not really health related, but more of a convenience thing. Like I can just put cold brewed coffee in a regular cup or a plastic cup and just go out the door with it and not really worry about having a mug that's a little bit more difficult to get in your cup holder. The other thing is I know a couple of my friends, Steve Gould, my brother Luke, they don't like to drink hot beverages. They want the benefits of the caffeine without having to wait for it to cool down. I know they put ice in their coffee or they just go with it and burn their tongue, which is less than ideal. So what we want to do instead is try the cold brew technique. I've also heard, and I don't know if this is for sure true or not, but there's more caffeine in cold brewed coffee, so you need to drink less of it in order to get the benefits of caffeine. Along with all this other stuff, there is tons of other benefits for coffee, and I'll make another video about all the benefits of coffee and whether you should be drinking it or not. So, well, let's just get into it. I'll just show you my technique that I use. You don't have to use this technique, but I want to show you how to do it because when I first heard about cold brew coffee, I was a little bit like, this is a little daunting, this is a little bit different. You know, I liked my, I had a drip coffee machine, and you know, it's just so easy to program it, let it run. But this is actually even easier than that, and all you need to do is just make sure you have enough time. You need to brew for at least 12 hours. It's not one of those things where you pour in the water and it's done, it's ready for you. You can go ahead and try that. It's not going to taste very good. Going on with taste, actually, when we use the cold brew technique, because there's less acid, you taste more of the undertones of the coffee. So you're going to get more of like the fruit flavors, the chocolate, the nuttiness that everyone seems to talk about. And when you drink a hot cup of coffee, you're like, yeah, well, I don't know what you're talking about. It just tastes like coffee to me. So let's get into it. I basically just use a French press coffee make technique. You can just put this into a some sort of basin, whether it be like a pitcher or just like a jar or something like that. The thing with the pitcher or the jar or some sort of other bowl or whatever, when you do that, you're going to need to filter out the actual coffee itself so that you're just getting the liquid. So you'd want to use like a cheesecloth, or you'd want to use a really fine filter, more along that sort of, is a little bit more messy. The cold brew coffee technique with the French press is much easier. You just push down the lid and boom, there you go. So we're just going to take, just like we would make regular coffee in a French press, we're going to take, I use 3 scoops, that's just the way I like the strength of it. And then close that and literally just add cold water. I like to use I have different settings on this, so I just go with the more shower head instead of the direct, so that I can kind of get all the beans, grinds that are in there. Going on with the grinds, you'd want to use more coarse grind coffee because then that will be easier to French press out, but that's more of a French press technique. If you have a French press, you're probably doing that. Then I just take saran, cover it up, and put it in the fridge for 12 hours. This is going to be a little longer than 12 hours for me. I think it'll be like, I don't know, 18 hours at this point in the day for tomorrow's coffee to come through. After it's done brewing, just going to take the cold brew or the French press lid, put it on there, knock it down. Hopefully that helps. I'd like for you to go ahead and try this if you want. I do love the flavor way more. I always do this. I don't even drink hot coffee anymore. Especially when we're getting into the warmer months, this would be a great way to prepare your day and go on with your coffee drinking. So thank you very much for watching, and hopefully you have a good day and enjoy.